So guys, welcome back to the channel. A few people in the comments recently have been asking we need more install videos. It'd be nice if we could see an install. This channel is mainly sort of behind the scenes of what I do as a company owner. Yes, I would love to bring you more installs. It is on the horizon, but I'm only one man. I'm not somebody with a camera crew that follows me around or anything like that. So business and the day-to-day running of that always comes first. But I've heard you, and today we're going to do an install video. So here we have some integral blinds. Now what that means is the blinds are actually inside the glass. These got delivered yesterday from our trade partners, Morley Blinds. Now, I'm excited about this one actually, because we have fitted many blinds like this. This is the most common one that we sell. It's got a magnet on it. It's controlled by a magnet. And that's it. And you can tilt it. And then all the way back up. Easy as that. Now, the one that we're going to be fitting today is this one. And as you may or may not be able to see from there, that there is some wires hanging down. So this will be the first time we have fitted this system. I think it's called the SV Solar System. Solar System? I'll have a look in a minute and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But yeah, so we're going to be fitting this today. And the way these work is there's like a solar panel on the outside, which sticks at the top. And then it's controlled by a controller. Or it's going to have a little controller on it that you can press. A bit like that one, but this one you just press. You don't move it physically. But yeah, I'm really excited to fit these. They look complicated, but I'm really hoping that they're not. So I'm going to get these loaded up. The bifold that we're fitting them into, we've actually fitted about 2 years ago. So you can retrofit these. You don't have to buy the bifold with the blinds with them. If you can't afford it at the time, or you didn't know about them at the time of buying your bifold, you can fit them at a later date. It'll just cost you more. So yeah, I'm going to get these loaded up and we're going to crack on with this install video. Oh, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 700 subscribers. It's just going up week and week and week. And hit that like button. So I want 40 likes on this video. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm going to load these up and we'll see you at the job. Right, so we are at the job. I've already gone ahead and fitted one because I wanted to show you the difference. If I just move the camera up a little bit. There we go. This is the blind. So what you're going to do is you're going to obviously lose that much where the blind is folded back up, which is roughly 130 mil. And your power box goes here. You can also use that for using it up and down to operate, or you can use the control, which I've just put in my pocket. It's also got a solar panel on the outside, which I will show you. That's to help keep the battery charged, or you can just take this battery off and just charge it like you would a phone. So that's on there. So then you get your control, point it at it, let it load. And there you go. pretty cool. Now I won't lie, it's been a bit of an arse to fit, this one. It's kind of why I wanted to do this off camera first as well. But once you've done one, it's not too bad. So, I mean, the motor is quite loud as well. I'm not sure if you can hear it. They're also not the quickest of things, but I think it's pretty good. Like I say, the other ones that we do are on a magnet system, so not only would you lose at the top, I don't think you lose as much at the top on them ones. I might be wrong. In fact, yeah, I am wrong. You still lose the 130mm at the top, but you'll also lose, I think it's about 40mm on the side as well. And so if you can imagine this one, you'd have the side that you'd lose, your sight line, and the top. So the benefit of these is you've got more glass sight line. Now, where's the control? So you can, as well, tilt them. Yeah, I like these. I was cursing them putting them in, but yeah, I actually really like these. So I'm going to go ahead and fit the other two now. Fingers crossed it won't take as long, because I now know what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you how I'll put it together. So the first thing we've got to do is take these beads out. Now, these are called a quick fit bead. They're new. Well, I say new, probably 18 months, 2 years. And that means the gasket is already extruded onto the bead. Whereas before, the beads were loose and didn't have any gasket. We had to put the gasket in after. I prefer the look of these once it's fitted, but they can be a bit fiddly, especially to take out. This is a Smarts 1000 series bifold. We use this system all the time, but from my experience today, unless they've changed how you can deglaze these, I would probably think about moving away from it. It's been an absolute nightmare getting these beads out, and then you nearly end up damaging the bead. I know Corniche, I've got a special tool that you can take the bead out with. I'm not sure if Smarts do, but I'm going to give them a ring and see if they do, because it's summertime. I've probably chose the hottest day of the year to do this. I'm absolutely red as. Anyway, but in summertime, people are cutting the grass, things like that, and you may have done it yourself. You've hit a stone, it's hit the glass is shattered, so we've got to change the glass. And yeah, trying to get these beads out, not good. So what you need is this is called a moon knife, or a Don Carlos. It's very thin and very sharp. So this, if you catch your finger on it, it hurts. So I get that in there, give it a bit of a tap, turn it to its side, get a bigger deglazing tool in, scraper. And away we go. So I've got it out a little bit at the bottom. So I use this one first to get between the bead and the frame, because that is thinner, that is thicker, that's more likely to damage the frame. And you always start at the bottom. You work your way up. Work your way up. And that's one bead off. I'm not going to lie, that was so much quicker than the first time I did it about an hour ago. I actually nearly gave up. Right, so over time, glass gasket can become brittle, especially if it's been in the sun. So whenever I take a bit of glass out, it's quite hard to touch, it can be. So I like to put a bit of glass cleaner on it, so when I'm putting the new glass in, if I need to move it, it's not as there's not as much resistance. So this is the top of the glass. What we need to do is apply the solar panel first before we put the glass back into the bifold. So what we do, glass and mirror cleaner, Keen Tools. We get a lot of our stuff from there. Very little spray. Just give it a good wipe. I'm only doing it in the area where I'm applying the solar panel. Do you know what? I've only just started using foam as a cleaner for glass. We used to use, pardon me, we used to use like glass cleaner and things like that, or a bit of solvent to get the stubborn marks out, and then glass cleaner. But then you'd find that it streaks. So foam is the way to go. Right then, so if you ever buy these solar kits, you'll get however many blinds you've got. Obviously you'll get one for each blind. So it comes in a kit like this. Instructions. I must say the instructions aren't that easy to follow. I've not been that impressed with them, but I'm not very good at reading instructions. So there's a little like corner here, and it's about 20mm in from the side and the top, and I know that that's going to give me enough room, because once I put the glass back in, we don't want this to be hitting the frame because it's not going to work. And we're not going to be able to glaze the glass back up. And what we don't want to do is put it on and have to take it back off again. So peel the tape back. I hate applying stuff like this. You know, like stickers on Lego and things like that. Not that I play with Lego or build Lego. So right in that corner, there we go, and that is on. Now I'm going to be gutted if that doesn't line up with the one I've already put on. So this yellow and white wire here will drape over the top and down the side. Now in the instructions it says this wire goes at the top. Now this wire is on the right hand side, Why can't it be at the top on the left hand side? I don't know if I've been sent the wrong kit or what, but it would have made more sense to put it closer the other side, but what do I know? Right, we're going to get this one in, we're going to wire it up. Fingers crossed it does not take as long as the first one I did. Now, excuse me being out of breath. These are quite heavy. I'm sure you've heard of toe and heeling before. Now, on every door, you need packers and you need to pack the glass. So we toe and heel it. Now, this is your toe, that's your heel. You have to do the opposites on a door like this. So you would toe and heel here, and in the opposite corner there, and then on this one you would do this one here, the opposite corner there, and then the opposite again. Otherwise the glass, the bifold will not work properly. So I've done that one there. What I also like to do is, if I've brought some glass in, make sure I've got everything prepared and ready to hand before I actually bring the glass in. So what that does is, I've toe and heeled here and I've toe and heeled in this corner. So what that do is, that will push the doors up, take the weight in this area, so then it will not drag on the floor, on the sill. And always put your top bead in first. Hands free. The sole purpose of putting the top bead in. So we now have the top bead in. It's difficult to see because it's black. Top bead's in, that's holding the glass in now. So what we've got here is the power cables, and we've got the packer there from toe and heeling. So I think I'm doing it right. So now what I've got to do, measure what I did with that one and do exactly the same on this one. Again, clean this glass, get the adhesive on it and stick it on. So I'm going to measure that, stick that one on. So what we get for this part is we get a little package like this. So we get some screws in it. That is if you are fixing to a frame, but we are not. So we are fixing directly to the glass. So we will use this. This is like an instruction bit for the wiring. So on the glass, we've got orange and grey. On here, orange and grey wires. That goes into the solar panel. These two orange to orange, grey to grey. This is the back of the battery pack. So this slots onto here like that, and that goes on the glass. So you need enough room to be able to take it off. So you don't want to put it too close to the top of the bead, otherwise you're not going to get it off, because you can charge it as well, not just solar charge. So right, I'm going to go ahead and measure that on the glass. So this next part, I've not put this bead in yet, I've put the 3 other beads in. We're going to connect the wires with these blocks that you get in the pack. Now, what needs to happen here is, what they've done is they give you quite a bit of excess wire, and obviously we don't want to see any wires. So what we do is, first what I did on the first one is I connect the solar panel. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that this time. Right, what we do, so you get 2, and it took me a while to get my head around this last time, but there's 2 different sizes of wires. One's slightly bigger than the other. The one in the glass is just slightly bigger. So with that one, it will not fit into there. Not sure if you can see it, but it will not fit in there. So get some wire strippers. You want to take about 7 to 10 mil off. These are any cheap ones. I don't do this very often. I don't seem to want to cut now. Here we go. That's one. So what we do, we'll get the battery pack first. Stick that on so we can work out how much we need. Last time I cut the other wires the same length as these ones, so roughly about there. Now we cut the wires back. I was just cutting them too early. So it's the thicker wire out the 2. Done. So then we connect. So you don't cut the thinner wire. You don't cut the end off. Shove that in there. You then put the thicker wire in, shove that in, it looks like this. Get yourself some pliers, and apply a bit of pressure, and that will close that off. So that is now hooked up. Do the same to the orange one. And that one didn't go in. Great. Now, to set this up, you need to program it to the remote control. So what we do, now I'm not sure how this works because I've already programmed the first blind just as a test, but there is a little tiny pinhole in here that will flash yellow. You place it back on within 20 seconds. You then get to the channel that you want, which ours is 1, and then you press simultaneously. So that's operating the other one. Here we go, is that right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this up on a separate channel just for this part. So what we have to do again, take this off. Press the button until it goes yellow. Select channel 2. Press and hold up and down. That has programmed it because it's gone green. Let's just test this. Let that go. So I think I know what the issue is with this one, why it isn't working, is because I've crimped this cable, but not very well. So I'll chop this one back and redo it. It just wasn't quite connecting. Hopefully this one will work. It works. So that was down to that not being connected properly. So I would choose the hottest day of the year to do this. But yeah, they're all in now. I'm really annoyed at this one, it's just slightly off. Woo! So now, what I've got to do is just put the beads in, program them, and that's it, done. So I'm going to get that done. The other annoying thing is, I'll just show you here, these here, I'm not sure if you can see them, they need to tuck behind this glass, and I don't think that's going to happen very easily on this one. So that's going to be interesting. I may have to take them off and get some of that shrink wrap that you can put on, and then you heat it up and then it sort of moulds to it. Right, I'm going to get on with that bit. Right, so that's it for this video. Going back to the programming, when I was showing you on the second one I was doing, There is a little pinprick hole in there. You press that in, this top one will go yellow. You've then got 20 seconds to place it back on here. You then hold the remote, you get it on the channel that you want. This one it's 3. You then keep your finger on up and down. That will then go green, and that means it's programmed. So you can then move it up and down and tilt it and whatnot. I'm going to have a bit of a play with it now to see if I can program them all to go off at the same time. I'm not sure you can. Doesn't seem to be anything in the instructions. But that's it for this video. I'll tell you what, I bet you Bruce Wayne, Batman, if he sees this video, he's going to want some of these in his Batcave. Anyway, we have just hit 650. Wow. So thank you for everyone who has subscribed so far. But if you've watched this till the end and you found it informative, I actually was searching for a video to try and see if there's any install videos on how to do this system. Couldn't find any. So hopefully if you're doing one of these, you find this informative. Give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. If you haven't already, like I say, hit that one for subscribing and that one for last week's video where a bay window was about to collapse. So I will see you in the next one. I'm rambling now. Bye.